Ain't your average block of cheddar, mates. This cheese is special, a real treat from up north. It's got this wonderfully mild yogurty tang that makes your mouth water. But the real star of the show is the texture. Creamy, oh so creamy. It's like biting into a cloud that's decided to take a holiday in your mouth. It's the kind of cheese that makes you close your eyes and go mmm with every bite. And the best part, you can totally make this beauty at home. Don't worry, it's not as scary as it sounds. With a bit of love and some simple ingredients, you'll be churning out your own creamy Lancashire in no time. Ready to get your cheese on? Let's do this. All right, before we get our hands dirty, figuratively of course hygiene is key in cheese making, let's gather our cheese making arsenal. Don't worry, you won't need any fancy equipment, just a few basic bits and bobs. Milk. We're talking full-fat, non-homogenized cow's milk, the good stuff. This is the base of our creamy creation. Culture. This is where the magic happens. You'll need a mesophilic starter culture to get those lovely lactic acid bacteria working their magic. Calcium chloride. A pinch of this helps the milk coagulate properly, giving us that beautiful cheese curd. Rennet. This is what actually transforms the milk into cheese. You can find liquid rennet at most cheese-making supply stores. Salt. A dash of salt brings out the flavor and acts as a natural preservative. Thermometer temperature is key in cheese making, so a good thermometer is essential. Large pot. This is where we'll be heating and curdling the milk. Cheese. We'll use this to separate the curds from the whey. Cheese mold. This will give our Lancashire its traditional shape. Got everything? Brilliant! Let's get cheesy. Now comes the fun part. Turning milk into cheese. Follow these steps carefully and you'll be well on your way to Creamy Lancashire Heaven 1. Warm up. Gently heat the milk in your large pot to around 32 degrees Celsius, 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Use your thermometer to keep an eye on the temperature. We don't want to overheat things. 1. Culture Club. Sprinkle the mesophilic starter culture over the warm milk and let it sit for about an hour. This gives those good bacteria time to work their magic and acidify the milk. 1. Calcium Power. Dilute the calcium chloride in a bit of water and stir it into the milk. This helps the milk coagulate properly. 1. Rennet time. Add the liquid rennet to the milk mixture, give it a gentle stir, and then let it sit undisturbed for about an hour or until the milk has set into a firm curd. 1. Cut the curd. Once the curd is set, use a long knife to cut it into small, even cubes. This helps release the whey, the watery part of the milk. 1. Cook the curds. Slowly heat the curds and whey to about 38 degrees Celsius, 100 degrees Fahrenheit, stirring gently to prevent sticking. This helps the curds firm up and release more whey. 1. Drain and salt line a colander with cheesecloth and carefully pour in the curds and whey. Let the whey drain for about 15 minutes, then sprinkle the curds with salt. 1. Mold and press. Transfer the salted curds to your cheese mold and press them down firmly. Place the mold in a cool, dry place and press for at least 12 hours, flipping the cheese every few hours. 1. Air dry. After pressing, remove the cheese from the mold and let it air dry for a few days, flipping it occasionally. And there you have it, your very own homemade creamy Lancashire cheese. Now you might be thinking, okay, so it's creamy, but how does it stack up against other cheeses? Well, my friends, let me tell you, Lancashire stands alone. Take cheddar, for example. It's a classic, sure, but it's got that sharpness, that bite. Lancashire, on the other hand, is all mellow, all smooth. It's like the difference between a rock concert and a jazz quartet. Both brilliant in their own right, but totally different vibes. And then there's Cornish clotted cream, another creamy delicacy. Delicious, no doubt, but it's rich, almost overwhelmingly so. Lancashire has this wonderful lightness to it, a delicate tang that keeps you wanting more. Lancashire is in a league of its own. It's the cheese you want on a cheese board, the cheese you want in your sandwiches, the cheese you want to eat straight from the fridge with a spoon. Don't judge, we've all been there. But here's a pro tip, patience is key. Let your Lancashire age for at least 4 weeks before digging in. The flavor will develop, the texture will become even creamier, it's like magic. Store it properly in the fridge, wrapped in cheese paper or beeswax wrap, and it'll be your cheesy best friend for weeks to come.